What's going on, everyone? Another installment video on my progress of building this 2002 GSXR-750 Track Bike. So I know it's been a while. I've been kind of dormant on the bike. I don't record everything that I do. I got to get better at that. But nothing much has really changed from the last time I put up a video, which was the second installment of the build. Weather's been a little bit funny here in Jersey. Today, it's mid weather. You know, it's kind of like in the 60s. Not quite super warm, but not quite cold either. But so I have the garage open today. The only thing that I've done is I've changed up the rear sets, or I've attempted to change up the rear sets. So I have the one on the brake side done, which I'll show you in a second. And then on the clutch side, on the actual gear shifter side, when I got the chain done, the mechanic noticed that the wheel with the teeth in it on the shifter arm, that was basically almost grinded down, right? Again, the bike had a previous life before me. It was being stunted by the young guy that I bought it from. I don't know what happened to it before that, but you know, I ended up taking off the rear set with the gear shifter, and when I went to put on the new one, the actual gear shifter arm, the little lever with the teeth in it that grips the gear shifter link coming out of the clutch that has the teeth on it, it stripped that even more than it already was, because it's a newer piece going on an older piece that was already beginning to be stripped. And so I got to take it back to the shop. He's going to change that out. I'm going to put new clutches in, since he'll have the clutch plate out, because he has to take the clutch basket off. So I'm going to get new clutches. Wasn't planning on doing that, but I'll do it anyway. And then I'll install the left-hand side rear set. And outside of that, I've just been taking my time over the last few weekends to get my body work together. I told you guys I would be doing the body work and then painting the body work myself. So I'll give you an update. I've already done one round of sanding initially. Then I primed everything, well, almost everything but the fender, because I had to repair it. I'll show you the repair I did. And then I reprimed it, and then I've sanded it down again just to get out any imperfections and try to smooth down the scratches from the 80 that I initially scuffed it up with. I made a mistake there. I shouldn't have started with 80. So I gotten those grooves, you know, finally sanded down. Now I'm going to go back over everything a couple times with a couple coats of primer, and then it should be ready for paint. I'll water sand that last coat of primer a little bit, get it really smooth and prepped, and then I'll spray it. So I'm doing a rattle can job. I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking for it to be perfect for me. But I did do some bodywork repair to the fiberglass. Did pretty good. I learned from a good friend of mine. It's like my big brother taught me everything I know about doing bodywork, because he owns a shop. But so I got all of that done. I do have to go and prime the fender now that I've done the epoxy fix on the split in the fender and done a little body work to make sure everything was evened out. So let me go ahead. I'll show you guys the rear sets first, and then I'll get to the plastics. So for the brake side, here is the new rear set. That one's on, no issues. But then the issue came when we came over to the left side. So as you can see, the factory one is still on there. I put everything back on there. The only thing I didn't do is put the screw back in the top of the shifter arm. So I have that right here. But here is the shifter side rear set. I have to install that, but the grooves on this particular gear shifter linkage, that's all chewed up. And so I have another one of these at the shop. I just have to bring the bike to the shop either this weekend or next weekend to get it put on. And I'm getting new clutches, and then that should be everything for that, right? And then I should be ready to basically, I'm probably gonna, well, what I really want to do is, you can see that swing arm is very clean. I really want to go over this bike once over, really clean up everything. I mean, it's not like a lot of this stuff is going to be visible, but I want to start with a very clean bike, so I'm going to clean up everything and then come over here. Here's the body work. And so I had to do a fix on this fender, and that's my body work on that. But I have epoxy. I had to epoxy that and do some body work on it because they had it chicken wired together on a split. They had it safety wired. So I took all of that out, did the body work. I'm going to prime it up, get it prepped for paint. But these pieces here are already, they've already gone through a couple rounds of primer and sanding. So these are pretty much ready. I had to do some work here where there was some rough edges. It's really smooth. I think the body work is pretty decent for an amateur. But I had to do some work right here on the fiberglass. So that's been repaired. So that piece is ready. Here's the lower. The lower is completely ready. I just have to clean it off, hit it with another couple coats. Same thing with everything else. I'm going to do 2 more coats of primer on everything. The only piece of body work I had to do was right there. So that's good to go. And then we have the upper. Upper's done. Any small imperfections, little cracks, creases, I've already repaired. So everything's almost ready for paint. So depending on how I manage my time, over the next couple weekends, I may actually this weekend I could possibly have this stuff ready for paint. It all depends on what else I have to do at the house, and what other types of things me and the wife will be getting into from a leisure perspective. But that's the progress right now. I'm juggling this and also restoring a 1970 Camaro that's going to be sitting in this spot where the bike is, and I'll have the bike back here. All of these boxes are the parts for the Camaro. I have double these boxes at the shop, and that's all of the plastic parts that I've gone in and cleaned up and restored for the car. And this is a center console I picked up a few weekends ago. It's out of a 5th generation Camaro, but it'll fit in a 2nd generation Camaro. Just need to fabricate some brackets. But the good thing about this is it gives you a lot more storage. It gives you the cup holders you need and storage space. And there are cell phone ports for charging in there. I got to finish cleaning it up. I'm going to dye it black and then, be done with it. But most of this stuff in this corner is for the Camaro. Stuff from Speedway Parts, Jags, Classic Industries. Bunch of parts, man, and then all my interior pieces that I shrink wrapped. I have to shrink wrap that cell panel, so that was the last piece I got from the shop a few weekends ago. So I wiped it down, degreased it, and then it's flipped over on the front side, so I have to gotta wrap it up in some of that shrink wrap to protect it because I dyed that as well. But other than that, that's where we are. So hopefully my next video, I'll be giving you an update on the shifter linkage, and then I'll show you I think I'm going to do some body work Friday night. I think Friday night I'm going to try to prime everything. So I'll do another short video just showing all of these parts, primed up. The fender should be primed. I'll do another video showing all of the priming of all these parts in preparation for paint. But until then, peace.